What's up guys, my name's Travis and this is Garage Built K's. In today's video, I'm going to go over a 2018 Civic Type R. It's not very often that we have a used one here at the store. I'm a car salesman, that's kind of what pays for the hatch at home. You ready, dude?
Yeah.
The reason for this video is we never get them, so I might as well do a little review on it and post it up. I've only driven one once and I work at a Honda store, so I'll give a little review on to anybody that hasn't driven one or is interested to kind of get a little insight about the car, since driving one is not the easiest thing in the world to do. My first impressions are the car handles and drives extremely well. The seats are extremely comfy. No heated seats, unfortunately. No sunroof, but this one's a 2018 that I'm reviewing right now, so there's not a whole lot out there for availability. We only get maybe, the focus is bad, we only get maybe 4 or 5 chances a year to sell one, and just recently we're starting to find more pre-owned cars, just because of, I think the first year was 2017, so I'm starting to finally see some used ones come through. And we finally have some more opportunity to buy some pre-owned ones to be able to resell, so have a little more opportunity to learn a little bit more about the car, drive it, and give my feedback on it. My car's a little bit different. It's a 1999, and last time I drove it was at like 280 for horsepower. This is 306. This is a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. My personal car is a 99 K-swapped EK Civic hatch. With a built head, and I make like 270s, mid 270s, so it weighs a lot lighter, and it's a raw feel. This is more, you know, updated. It's a little bit smarter. It's a lot smarter of a car. Brakes are very well. It even rev matches for you, which is sweet. But first, let's go for a test drive. See if I can record this. All I have is my phone and my hand, so let's see how this goes. So this is going to be a little tough to do with the phone being in my right hand as I'm trying to drive and record, but so that was probably 70% throttle. I really like the drive of these. They're very smooth. They accelerate as exactly what you would figure it would for, you know, a 300 horse front wheel drive car. Easily my favorite thing is the brakes. I should probably put my seatbelt on. The brakes are easily one of my favorite things. So for, you know, braking, you hear it a little bit. So I have had customers come in and tell me something's wrong with my brakes as I can hear them. These are Brembo brakes, so they're not going to be the quietest thing in the world, but they're gonna stop the car very well. So if that's something that might bug you, this might not be the car for you. So here's one of my favorite features. I'm in, so 5th gear, you can see that on the top left there. If I want to go into 4th, so watch my foot. It rev matches for me. Foot's off the gas. Perfect rev matches every single time. That's easily one of my favorite features by far. That helped me out a ton on some road course events if I actually went to some, but that is one of my favorite features by far, just having that rev match feature, because I can just rev match all the way down to a stoplight if I need to, and don't even have to get perfect. So if you're not used to the car yet, it is super convenient. In most typical sports cars, they're pretty bouncy. And this is a terrible road, so you might see my camera shaking a little bit, but most sports cars don't ride very nice. This is actually pretty soft. It's not like a straight up sports car like an Evo or an old 90s car where it's just stiff as hell. It's pretty comfy, so it's not like you're not riding on like straight coilovers. It doesn't feel like that anyway. That rev matching. Let's stop for this yellow light so we got some room. All right, so I'll do a 20 roll uphill. quick 20 to 80. It's a very comfy car, and once VTEC and turbo kicks in, it gets a little rowdy. This year at Power Cruise, I'm going to try to, obviously I'm going to be turboed this year for my car, so I'm going to be quite a bit quicker than this. But I really wish I tried to race a Type R when I had my all motor setup, because I feel like that would be a really good race. But I never could see any or find any at Power Cruise that were willing to race. But all in all, I love the way these handle. Yes, they are front wheel drive instead of all wheel drive like the Focus RS and the Volkswagen Golf R. But I'm obviously very Honda biased, and I think this is easily the superior car within all the hot hatch segments, or at least the cars within that group, like the WRX, and obviously the Evo is no longer, so the competition is growing thinner and thinner. But all in all, if you are looking for a Type R, I would highly recommend buying one. Also, if you're in Minnesota, I live in White Bear Lake area, and I work at the Buerkle Honda here in Minnesota. And if you are seeing this video and you want to perhaps buy one, my cell phone number is 763-219-9330. I'd be more than happy to try to find one for you. Keep in mind, like I said earlier in the video, we get maybe, we're gonna go over this hill so low. We get maybe 3 to 4. I'm gonna just go away from that curb. We maybe get 3 to 4 Type Rs a year. Maybe 1 or 2 used, a couple new, and that's all. I also have a yellow Type R on the floor, one out of 600 produced. We're asking $80,000 for that car, and the MSRP is about $42,000. So it'd be super cool if anyone knows somebody that is in the market for that. Send them my way. I'll be sure to give out some sort of speed bump, some sort of a thank you for referring anyone on that car for me. This is compass. Oil change, so 100%. Oil change intervals are probably 7,000–8,000 miles in between oil changes. What you're listening to music-wise, your phone, if you want to switch to kilometers for some weird reason, and then back to all the other stuff on the front. This one is number 12,329 made. Got a 6-speed. This will have Apple CarPlay, so if you plug your phone into the USB right there, I'll close the flap. So if you plug your phone into there and you have an iPhone, this will turn into Apple CarPlay. It's one of my favorite features by far. If you're an Android user, then let's make sure no one's rocking out. If you are an Android user, you have to download an app called Android Auto. It's free, then you just answer a few questions and then you plug it in, and this will turn into Google Maps. So that's a big bonus that a lot of people like, is they get navigation for free, even though this one doesn't have navigation built in from the, oh, actually it does. It does have navigation built in from the factory. This is Garmin based. So we need to go somewhere. Let's go to restaurants. Let's go barbecue. Let's do Famous Dave's. So they'll start calculating, they'll plug in roughly how far to get there. It's a 9.5 or 9.9 miles away. 3:45 arrival time. So you have the trunk button just underneath right here. So there's a unlock and a lock. So we have a hatchback, so you can flip down your seats by just grabbing right up here. So it's a 60-40, so you have 60% of the seats will fold down, and then the other 40% of the rear seats will fold down, as long as that passenger is a little bit short. So you have all this room if you need to bring stuff along somewhere, if you pick up, it's a huge grocery run. So you have a lot of room. This does not come from the factory with it. This is the Type R cargo tray. So that's a factory, it's like a factory aftermarket install. It's not a different company that makes this. It's Honda that makes the cargo tray, but it doesn't come with from the factory, so that's why we consider it technically aftermarket. But This one, I believe, is a 2019. If I check the key, it should tell me. This one's a 2018. It's got roughly 12,000 miles on it. If I close the door here. There is a couple cool things to keep an eye on the dash. First one. This one looks like turbo PSI on the right-hand side. Not sure what the left-hand side is. I'll look that up. We have actually a turbo gauge, so a boost gauge. This one's going to be a shift light. This one is lateral G's that you will be pushing if like turns and acceleration. Even comes with a little stopwatch in there. Your average gas mileage. So I got 62 miles till I'm empty. That's kind of the little yellow line is what tells you how much gas is in there. Looks like previous owner got about 27.5 for MPGs. It's a pretty, I mean, it's a super quick car. The Type R is not a slouch at all, and these are easily some of the comfiest seats I've ever sat in. In my opinion, when we receive this, you see a little pinstripe here all the way up along the side of the car. I think we should be removing those. And then if I open the door here, you'll see a little, what do you call it? I think it's called a door edge guard. I'm not a huge fan of those, so I assume whoever might buy this might leave that. But as you see on the other side of the car, you'll see a Boost Blue. And I just popped the hood, so I did not drive it like that, but here is Boost Blue. This is one of my favorite colors. I think these are both of these are the best two colors that Honda has to offer for the Type R. So you got Championship White, and then you have Boost Blue. Previous owner of this had some like red looking mud flaps. Those gotta go in my opinion. We got some window tint on this one. Color wise, I think 100% the Boost Blue is the one to get.